Your organization is one of the few that has been pretty consistent on the issue of free speech on this particular constitutional right. You have defended free speech in the face of infringement by Republicans and Democrats alike, I think it's fair to say. Of course, when you did it while Biden was president, a lot more conservatives took your side. But now that they're doing the infringing, have you seen many of your allies turn into foes?
One of the things that I've learned that's always a truism in free speech work is that most people are free speech hypocrites. Jon Stewart had this great line that he said, when the only time you stand on principle is when your side stands to benefit from it. It's not a principle, it's a hobby. Yeah. And we have a lot of free speech hobbyists at the moment. Okay. We've lost donors, we've lost friends. We have to acknowledge that we're willing to drive this bus into a wall if that's what it means to stay principled. But I've been, even though I acknowledge that free speech hypocrisy exists, I've been disappointed. And you just have to accept that you have no permanent friends and no permanent enemies. Make friends where you can and make enemies where you have to, I guess.
So I have to ask this question. You say free speech hypocrisy. Do you believe conservatives were ever pro-free speech? Because we can be disappointed, as you say, to use your word, about the heel turn on the issue of the First Amendment, on the issue of cancel culture. Remember that? They were obsessed with that. The right. I remember the Charlie Hebdo affair where Muslims were told, you need to understand that being offensive is a Western value. We need to... All of that stuff. Were they ever pro-free speech? Or even at the time, when Biden was in office and you had all these supporters and donors, was someone like you recognizing, well, they could switch tomorrow?
We always recognize that they could switch tomorrow. And I don't want to paint with too broad a brush. I think there are some principled conservatives out there. But I have been disappointed, not just with not aligning with us, not coming to our defense when we're going after these free speech infringements, but more just staying silent or rationalizing the abuses. So for our friends, it's rationalization. For our enemies, it's repudiation. And it's been largely disappointing, but we know that anytime the shoe is on the other foot, that free speech defenders tend to stay quiet.